Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Hard work. Work. There you go.
Forward.
Hard work. Hard work. Hard work.
Fall in.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Love and peace to all sports fans, First Formation fans, just everyone out there this morning. You know what it is. E2G Sports Networks presents to you First Formation Morning Sports Talk. Fall in with the favorite vets on the Nets as we get ready to get to it, talking about the sports over the last 28, 48, 72 hours, however it goes. You know what? I know some of our the people that usually watch expect a lot of bravado this morning. I'm going to try to keep that same energy, right? The same energy in which I kept throughout the course of the week as we've had conversations about what my favorite NFL squad would do. I'm going to be hush. Mums is the word. Because you know what? It's so much other stuff that's going on in sports. There's no need for me to have to sit up and bravo and all that type of stuff. I knew what it was. I know exactly how we was getting down. What's good, Lestanta? What's going on, bro? Glad to have you formation this morning. It's cool, Montgomery, man. It happens to the best of us. Y'all put up a good fight. I appreciate Sauce. I appreciate you coming on. I would say eat crow, but I appreciate you coming on and saying that. Appreciate you. Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir. He accept the Cowboy. Everyone knew except the Cowboys fans. You know what? It was if I was to say that I wasn't worried, I ain't gonna say I wasn't worried or I was worried, but to say that in state is what I need to say is before Bishop gets on this, I would be a little more worried about playing the Eagles than I was about playing the Cowboys. What's going on, Coach Cal? Dak. Wasn't Dak like? I'm definitely going to definitely get to it at some point. But was it Dak? Do you think? I know I seen where Dak spoke about and said that he takes 100% responsibility for it. For real, Andre said Dak out there dacking. I don't. Was it as anticipated as we thought? I don't think so. I've definitely seen instances of where to where it was different. It wasn't the same. We didn't get a heavy dose of certain players and stuff like that. Well, so of course the stigma is that as a starting quarterback, you take the blunt force trauma for it because the ideal is, saying you command a team that you're the reach. So yes, surely without a doubt, Dak was or should have been the person to take the blame for the loss, even if it wasn't necessarily his fault. You know what, that part, I don't, for the life of me, and like I said, I'm going to try not to get too far into it until the actual segment, but for the life of me, Coach Cal, I don't understand the whole blow-up culture. Like, wrap up. We could have ended the game. Earlier with a safety had it wrapped up, had the players wrapped up. Diggs, had he sit up instead of going for a blow up, had he went ahead and went to with the idea of tackling Kittle, he could have avoided Kittle from catching that catching that reception. Like, wrap up. That's what we're taught. I don't know where the portions came up with the blow up session. I don't know. Everyone was to have a time in which they have a highlight. Like, bruh, wrap up. That's all you can say. Wrap up. That's my thing. Wrap up. Stop trying to blow everybody up on with these hard hits and give them a hard tackle. I assure you, it's the same process. So I'll get to that in a second. We're going to get to all this because this right here, which Theodore says, I get it. I completely understand it, but I think there's a little more for us to dig into. Let's see. Donovan, Russell Wilson, and Dak, and Dakota, Turpin could have. And that was, I don't even know. What's good, Eric? What's going on, fam? Glad to see you back in formation, brother. How was vacation? That's what's up, Chuck Charles. You know what it is. Represent how about that bang, bang, neither game. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. We lost at the end of it. And that's, saying, you right, Coach Cal. It does come down to a lot of that. But like you were saying, I agree with you. That should have been probably 6. I don't know how Turpin ran into him because honestly, I don't even feel like Robbie was trying to make a tackle. I don't know what the hell that was. Like, it just happened to run into the back of him when he got in the way. Robbie Gould looked like he was trying to make the tackle. He looked like he was going to give up his body. I don't know what that was, but, you know what I'm saying, it said it was. But, you know what I'm saying, we're going to definitely get into that. I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. But real quick before we get into the conversation, because I told your man's it was going down. So I can't wait till Bishop gets to falling into formation this morning because I want to hear all that talk. I want to hear everything. Man-to-man defense should be played more. Zone defense is garbage against most of these good teams. He wasn't. And that's the part which I can't. Oh, my goodness. He wasn't trying to tackle him. He definitely wasn't trying to tackle him. So now I was pissed. I was pissed. But we're going to definitely get to that real quick. I want to talk about start off this morning talking about the MMA, NBA as LeBron inches closer and closer and closer to that what we thought see at one time. Someone eclipsed the who would have thought 20 years ago that the kid from Akron would potentially be the number 1 leading scorer in the NBA history. But real quick, of course, a changing of the guard in MMA. And we're not talking about Dana White yet. He has not stepped down as CEO yet. He's still CEO. But however, Davidson Figueiredo has faced off against Brandon Moreno yesterday. And what their fourth terrorology was good, Coach Richardson. Glad to have you in formation with us this morning, fam. In which on the fourth meeting was a good one as Brandon Moreno has now seized the welterweight championship in the UFC, basically knocking off Davidson with a 4th round. I guess you could say forfeiture as Davidson was not able to come back out from his corner after sustaining an eye injury where he had a laceration and a cut had been opened up underneath his eye, in which the doctors would not let him continue. With that, he falls to 21-3-1. Moreno 21-6-2, and the new champion, of course, in what was considered the main event. Jamal Hill secured the light heavyweight championship in the UFC, beating Glover Teixeira in their UFC 283 main event fight for the vacant lightweight heavyweight title. Handily, Jamal Hill took care of Teixeira. In any case, now Glover retires from the UFC after missing out on his opportunity to become the UFC's light heavyweight champion. I always wonder, right? Like, if you're going to retire, what's good, Commissioner Myers? Glad to see you in formation this morning. Glad to have y'all all here rocking with us. Y'all know we'll get to the reason for the season as y'all want to talk about the NFL. Gotta get to it. Gotta take care of some other stuff first, but we definitely gonna get there. I'm on a high from the dub yesterday. Of course, moving on, just wanted to get that out there. Two champions crowned yesterday. Two champions crowned there yesterday in the MMA, lightweight and welterweight champions, of course, respectfully. In the NBA, right quick, in the NBA, a couple of I was about to say key games, not key games, I guess. Well, I guess you could say key games. And I'd like to point out one thing real quick. I said, pointing that finger at my man Applewhite, I did say that the Lakers were going to take care of business and knock off the Memphis Grizzlies, and then the 49ers was going to pull up and knock off the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, I'm not doing no talking. I'm just letting the squads take care of it for the most part. It's going to upset. You know what? I got the 49ers over Philly too, Coach Commissioner Meyer, so I am not mad at you any way, form, or fashion. I'm very sure he's going to be A-okay. All right, he's okay. But real quick, a slate 7 games last night in which I was able to catch the most important one of it all, just the waning minutes of it. I was even to catch a little the altercation. But let's get to the other ones first. Coach Cal, what's good? Los Angeles Clippers faced off against the Dallas Mavericks last night. And went to a little tune-up before the games really got to going, in which it's interesting, right? How teams take off running early in the seasons, and some are able to keep that same energy as we've been saying lately, or some are it's just a lot of gusto, and go. The Dallas Mavericks was one of those teams, currently 25-23, after a 112 to 98 loss to the Los Angeles Clippers last night, who are now just one game of 500, about 25-24. Kawhi Leonard, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists in the dub. Paul George in action, 21.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist from Norman Powell. Reggie Jackson 10 points, as did Nicholas Batum at 8 and 6 on the night. 3 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists for Robert Covington. Ivica Zubac, 6 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. That is key. I will give you that, Coach. I will get, as you said that, I was getting ready to say the same thing as I get ready to go over the Mavericks. As Luka Doncic led the team with 29 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Spencer Dinwiddie, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist from Tim Hardaway Jr. Dorian Finney-Smith contributed with 8 points and 4 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 2 assists from Josh Green, 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists from Davis Bertrand. Like Coach Kyle was stating, they are missing Christian Wood. You'll be foolish to think Christian Wood isn't the second best player on that team right now. Kleber does provide something. He's currently still out with the abdominal muscle strain. Hamstring. Finney-Smith still looks a little rusty, as he's saying. They're going to drop a few more before they get back. So I'm not mad at that at all. It's not excuses. It's just what's facts. That's what we try to deal with, credibility facts here, and that's what it is. It's hard to see it happen though. When you look at it, of course, when you say Luka is still keeping pace, blistering or averaging over 20 points a game. Well over 20 points a game. Yes, Dave. Don, we're gonna get to that definitely in a second. I'm sorry, not the 49ers. The Los Angeles Lakers doing damage. What's good, sis? What's going on, Kanief? How you doing this morning? Marvelous Monday to you as well. Glad to see you in formation with us this morning. Other NBA game, the Pelicans and the Heat did battle up in Miami. Pelicans in the same type of boat, I guess, when you look at it, when we just talk about Dallas, as they're without their top guy in Zion Williamson. But in any case, the games still have to be played, and the Pelicans still had to play their game, losing by 4 points to the Miami Heat, who are now 26-22 of the week on their year. As we move closer and closer to the the NBA's half season break, which is the All-Star game. Pelicans fall by 96 points. With that loss, fall to 26-21, still well above 500, giving them a little separation from some of the top teams or the lower tier teams in the West. But they're coming. Of course, last night's lead scored 17 points. Look at this dude.
My Stephen A. Smith.
Y'all see how he's coming in and out of that screen over the weekend.
Wow.
Like Homer Simpson.
Them
and out.
Cowboys.
That's exactly how they do it. And you know what? I expected that dude to come on and do exactly that. That's why I didn't, because you know what? Just like that, Philadelphia's offense is expected to do things, and that's what we're watching for. So see how predictable Philadelphia is? Just watch. Just y'all wait. But in any case, Trey Murphy, 17 points, 1 rebound, no assists last night, 14 points, 16 rebounds, 1 assist for Jonah Valanciunas, 14.7 rebounds, 6 assists for Dyson Daniels, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists and 7 rebounds for Larry Nance Jr.
Nobody cares.
11 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. CJ McCollum, 13 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists. Dante Graham, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. For the Heat, of course, led by Tyler Hero's 26.8 rebounds and 4 assists. 18 points apiece for Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, but Adebayo with 9 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 2 assists from Jimmy Butler. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Victor Oladipo, 17 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists for Kyle Murray in the win for Miami. I see you're pretty happy there, sir.
Nobody cares. What about them Cowboys? Where is everybody at?
Oh, they got on at the beginning. If you go back to your my hat is off to a couple of the Cowboys. Look, there you go. See,
Birdhead versus 49ers. Congrats to you both for advancing to this. That's right, baby. That's right. And Trey,
yes, sir.
You asked for this. You asked for this.
I'm perfectly good.
You asked for this smoke, bro. You asked for this. Look, Bird game. Let's go. Bird game. Let's go. Whew. How about them Cowboys? Dak is going to be Dak.
We are perfectly good.
Mr. Richard AP. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. WGO, what's going on? What's going on? Richard AP, do you still say that CeeDee Lamb is not your number one receiver? Still? Do you still believe that CeeDee Lamb is not your number one? I need to hear that. I need to know. Because I said that beginning of the season that CeeDee Lamb was y'all number one. No, I gotta come on here because a lot of y'all thought we was gonna take a L to them Giants. He's not about it's not no, but that's my thank you, man. But that's the question though. That is the question at hand. It is about y'all. It's still about y'all. I want to know because this is what you argued that he wasn't the number one. You argued that this guy is not our number one. CeeDee Lamb, and I tried to tell you once the trashy ends, our defense effort versus the 49ers will need to be discussed. What that mean? What Niners and Eagles now? What we won't do is ignore it. I'm listening. What you talking about, Cal? What are you talking about there, Trey? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Let's get into it. What are you talking about, Trey? What are you talking about?
He was basically. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming that he's sitting talking about what's the trash in the ends and all that type of stuff with your with your Philadelphia antics that you'll be able to get to talk about what happened, what really took place during the course of the game. But we definitely gonna get into that second. Give us because we have it's plenty to unpack and unravel.
We have had trouble facing the 49ers hot offense. Okay.
Oh, say that, yeah. So, in my opinion, honestly, he wasn't. We didn't show anything.
Well, let's like you said, Trey. Let's go ahead and start off with Saturday's game. We'll get to Sunday's game. Let's go ahead and start off with Saturday's game. You're right. We don't want to jump the gun. We don't want to jump the game.
Hold on 1 second. We'll double back on this. So, of course, over the course of the weekend, you had 2 games. Of course, on a Saturday, on Sunday, 2 additional games. First game, divisional playoff. The Jacksonville Jaguars faced off against the Kansas City Chiefs. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, 24 for 39 for 217 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, led on the ground by Travis Etienne's 10 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. Jermichael Hasty contributed 4 carries for 36 yards. Trevor Lawrence 3 for 26. Christian Kirk had a carry for 18, as well as Jamal Agnew 1 for 2. From the receiving end, Zay Jones 5 receptions for 83 yards. Christian Kirk another 7 receptions for 52 yards plus a touchdown. Even Ingram 5 receptions for 31 yards. Marvin Jones 1 for 21. ETN 3 for 18. Agnew and Jermichael Hasty contribute for 3 receptions for 12 yards total. On the upside side with the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes 22 for 30 for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. Chad Henne 5 for 7 for 23 yards and a touchdown, as he had to come in and spell Patrick Mahomes due to a injury. He sustained a high ankle injury, which is going to be, they said there's no structural damage. It's going to be continue to be monitored. Patrick Mahomes does say he plans to play in their home hosting championship, AFC championship game in Kansas City on Sunday. Isaac Pacheco, 12 carries for 95 yards. Jerick McKinnon, 11 carries for 25 yards. Kadarius Goldie was 1 for 14. Mahomes was 3 for 8. Sky Moore 1 for 3. Noah Gray was 1. Travis Kelce led the side, 14 receptions, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kadarius Toney 5 receptions for 36 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster 2 for 29. Noah Gray 1 for 27. Justin Watson was 1 for 12. Isaiah Pacheco 1 for 6, and Marquez Valdes-Scantling 1 for 6 with a touchdown as well. As they move on, Kansas City moves on into the AFC Championship round. One of the 4 teams left in the NFL's tournament, postseason tournament going on. Bishop, did you Kansas City game?
Trey, you broke up. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
What did you have to say about the Jacksonville Kansas City game?
The Jacksonville Kansas City game, man. Shout out to Andy Reid and Doug Peterson, man. They coached a great game. That was a good game. Like you said, Patrick Mahomes went out with a high ankle sprain, which is going to be questionable for this upcoming week when they have to face the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that's going to play a factor because you could plainly see that Patrick Mahomes was favoring that ankle. Everybody knows who had a high ankle sprain. It's very hard to plant on that ankle, especially when you're trying to throw passes or anything, trying to cut, trying to run, anything. I'm sure he's hobbling, and the day after that sprain, it's even worse because the swelling is up more. There's pain done set in even more. But I'm sure they got great doctors to take care of it and address it, stuff like that. But it was a great game. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence, they tried. If it wasn't for that fumble by that wide receiver, it might have been a total different outcome in that game. Jacksonville made it a game. they made it a game, and they made it possible for them to actually have an opportunity to win that game. But that fumble cost them dearly. But it was a great game. It was what it was expected. I didn't expect. It was hard for me to pick Kansas City over Jacksonville because I just knew Jacksonville was going to come in there and bring. They look. I mean, look what they've been doing. These past few games. They came back the week before from a 20 points deficit and came back and won the game. So they was on a high. The bad thing is they was playing in Kansas City, and it's hard to beat Kansas City in Arrowhead Stadium. It's difficult. I'm not gonna front. It's hard to beat them, especially Patrick Mahomes. So mad shouts out, like I said, to Doug Peterson and Andy Reid for coaching a great game. That's probably one of the that was the better game on Saturday, because we'll get over to the other game, but that was the better game on Saturday. Shout out to Kansas City moving on to the AFC Championship game.
So what you say? So going back to what you was just talking about, how Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars played. Are we being fool's gold into believing that Jacksonville is going to actually be a competitive team next year? Like they're going to go in and do some rebuilding. I mean, not rebuilding, reloading, and come back and be a potent force next year, or did they just catch themselves on a high this particular year, and we don't know what we're going to get next year?
No, I truly believe Jacksonville is going to be a team to be reckoned with next year. I said that this season. I said all they needed was a good coach, and Doug Peterson is that dude. Which I stated before. Doug Peterson could be considered the quarterback whisperer because he's doing great things with these young quarterbacks. So I think they get their defense together a little more, pick up a few people, maybe some off-season acquisitions on some receivers. ETN is already in the backfield. We need him definitely to stay healthy throughout an entire season. And Jacksonville, I think Jacksonville will be in the hunt again next year. I do. They've had not a great season, but they had a real good season. They made it to the playoffs. I think what they have in Trevor Lawrence, if they can tweak some of the things in which he did, because we do know in that game prior to this Saturday, he had 4 interceptions, and they got to cut back on the turnovers and stuff like that. Even though they came back and won that game, he did have 4 interceptions, but he had 4 touchdowns as well. But those are things that I'm sure Doug Peterson is going to work on this upcoming offseason to ensure that he cuts down on those turnovers, because turnovers a lot of times lead to points for the offense or for the opposing team. So I think Jacksonville is going to be that team next year again with Doug Peterson, with some added acquisitions into the fold.
Of course, the next game, the NFL divisional round game, took place. The Philadelphia Eagles played host to the division rivalry in the conference game. New York Giants.
Somebody help me.
Daniel Jones, 15 for 27, 135 yards, 1 interception. Saquon Barkley, 9 carries for 61 yards. Daniel Jones, 6 for 24 himself. Matt Breida, 4 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown. Gary Brightwell, 1 for 10. Receiving Richie James, 7 receptions for 51 yards. Saquon Barkley, 2 for 21. Matt Breida, 1 for 19. Marcus Johnson, 1 for 17. Lawrence Cager, 1 for 16. Daniel Bellinger, 1 for 4. And Darius Slayton, 1 for 4 himself. On the opposite side of the spectrum, Jalen Hurts coming back. 16 for 24, 154 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Gainwell, 12 carries for 112 yards, 1 touchdown. Miles Sanders, 17 carries for 90 yards. Jalen Hurts, 9 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. Boston Scott, 6 for 32 and 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith, 6 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, who I called Bishop over the weekend, told him I realized that Dallas Goedert had been poached from the Dallas Cowboys while giving up Zach Ertz. Bishop, in your mind, was that a better move to get Goddard and send and send Zach Ertz on his way at that point.
So I'm glad you asked that, right, Trey? I'm gonna be honest, right? Dallas Goedert. At first, I didn't think he was that dude. I was upset that we got rid of Zach. Zach was still doing his thing, going out in Arizona. The thing about Zach was he was injury prone, and so I knew that was one of the main reasons why they chose to move on from Zach and go with Dallas. Dallas, I just didn't think filled the shoes for Zach Ertz. However, looking back on hindsight now to seeing what Dallas is doing, it was a great move. It was a great move. Hey, Ron, what's good, man? It was a great move. Us bringing in Dallas and him coming in and just filling the shoes in which, Zach Ertz left. It was just amazing, man. It's a Philly thing. It's a Philly thing. It is what it is, man. Damn, you was CC. You was, but I wasn't. I knew. It was a massacre. Thank you, Ron. It was a massacre. It was good. Jalen looked amazing. He did what he's got in the end zone, threw a couple of touchdowns. We was up. We was blowing these boys out. Only thing I didn't like was that Nick Sirianni didn't sit Jalen earlier. He should have sat him sooner. I felt like he should have sat him. I felt like he should have sat him when we was up in the third quarter. I felt like toward the end of the third quarter he should have sat Jalen. But either way, it's good. Jalen, as far as I know, he looked good. I ain't heard nothing about him being injured or anything of that nature or re-injuring that shoulder. So that's good for us. That's absolutely great for us. I love it. So with that being said, I'm glad for it. But I don't know what New York thought. We went in there with our brooms, dustpans, and we said, let's get y'all up out of here, man. Let's go and get y'all up out of here. What y'all thought y'all was going to do wasn't going to be able to happen. Everybody thought, oh, yeah, the Giants, they ain't finna lose 3 times in a. Yeah, they did. And I think they lost worse this time than all the other 2 times. Yeah, they did. They thought they was finna put that pressure on Jalen. He persevered. He saw through all of that. He knew they was going to bring that. He knew they was coming with that. And I think, Trey, you said something about a Saquon Barkley. He had one good run. A Saquon Barkley. What was his numbers, Trey? What was his numbers, Trey? Did he rush over 100 yards?
No, he did not.
Oh, once again, he did not. I told you he's a non-factor. I told you Saquon Barkley was a non-factor, and that's what he was. Boy, Reddick, brother, Fletcher, Davis, they didn't want to see none of that, man. They didn't want to see that. And we still didn't have Avonte Maddox. He was out for that game. When Avonte come back, San Francisco, be ready. Y'all coming to Philly. Y'all, we not playing in San Francisco. Y'all had y'all chance. Y'all played them Cowboys and said, y'all coming to Philly. Y'all coming out here. Y'all coming to our element. Y'all coming out there to our element. Come on out here to the Windy and see what it's like. Come on out here. Yeah, because y'all used to that good old San Francisco weather. Yeah, come on out east. Get in some of that inclement. Let's go. Yeah, let's get some of that inclement. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Honestly, should have been a good game. It should have been. I totally agree with you. Trey, let me hear you. What you thought about the Eagles and Giants game?
I didn't think anything of the Eagles and Giants game. I thought what happened was going to happen. This is what happened.
But I thought Saquon was going to do something though. I thought you felt like Saquon was going to be.
I actually would thought Saquon and Daniels would have got a little looser, but I mean, it just wasn't. It didn't go pan out that way. In which you know, what I'm saying in any case, you know, what I'm saying it remains to be seen how it ends up going. The rest of the season, I mean, how they're going to come back and they're going to they're going to retool and come back the following year. Now their season is done. I guess I'm very sure they performed more than expectations. We can fool ourselves and believe every team thinking that they're going to be dominant and stuff like that. We know teams what they look like and what they do the years prior. And so obviously you quell that expectation with a different mindset. And once you look at it, Giants doesn't have a receiving core. They have the rusher in Saquon. They didn't believe in Daniels that much. Hence the reason why he didn't get picked up for a 5th-year option. Like, it was a lot of stuff. It's just they outperformed expectations, in my opinion. And they did exactly that. Just like Ron was talking about, the NFC lease showed back up. At one point, we was looking at, I seen a meme to where they had if you're into Greek mythology, they had the monster, the 3-headed Hydra, which is the 300 dragon monster, which was considered the NFC East against the San Francisco 49ers, and who was playing the role of Mechazilla or something like that. So, I mean, it's just that. And now we're down to where it's only 2 teams, one from the NFC East, one from the NFC West that remains in the AFC conference. So, the NFC East tried it, and now we get to see which conference reigns supreme. Number 1 ranked NFC East champion, Philadelphia Eagles, off a good game.
Good game. Hold on. Good game, Trey. Good game.
Yeah, that's a good game.
Good game. Good game,
Trey.
Good game, Trey. We look, you got me calling you Dre, like, because you out there in the Trey. Good game, Trey. Good game.
It was a good game.
No,
were y'all challenged?
If you, we supposed to be
challenged?
I'm about to say we supposed to be challenged every game. This is the NFL. These are professionals.
Correct. But were you challenged in that game? Do you feel like y'all were challenged in any way, form, or fashion?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. I absolutely feel like we was challenged because they thought they was gonna come in there and do something, and everybody else that felt the same. Ron, I absolutely agree to this though. Giants should have deferred kickoff. What y'all think? They gave that's right. They gave Jalen that ball first and that momentum. He went right down the field and scored. I don't know what they was thinking, but it is what it is. Eagles did what they were supposed to do. It might be different against Frisco. We'll see. Kansas City, Thomas. Let me explain something to you, sir. With Patrick the Great hobbling on that ankle, it's not promising, bro. It is not promising. I'm telling you right now, they are already picked. I don't know if you know, Trey. A lot of the analysts like Ryan Clark, all of them have picked Cincinnati to beat Kansas City. In Kansas City. They have a lot of people have picked Joe Burrow to take the helm. Told you Dallas had a Super Bowl. It's over now. Well, I mean, either AFC team winning, preferably the Chiefs, is the only thing that not be as bad for me. Okay. Thomas Gallimore, they ain't even making it, fam. Ooh, Ron, we can bet 100 push-up. Okay. You heard that. I'd put 500 on it. Woo! Eagles haven't had a real test. What? How many times do we have to prove ourselves, bro? You just like Harry. You just like all them analysts. Y'all don't want to give us our respect. Y'all gonna give us our respect, bro. I don't know how you keep saying we ain't been challenged yet. I don't get that. He played better hurt, though. Super Bowl winner is 49ers or Eagles. Well, you don't ask me, Don. Oh, Super Bowl winner is 49. I got you. You're not asking. You're saying it's one of those 2 teams. Got you. Slow Joe won't score enough points. Ooh. You must not know about that man they call Jamar Chase. Obviously you don't know about Jamar Chase. Thomas Gilmore he's a human, not Rocky. Bengals about to hurt him. You better tell him, Ron. That man, Joe B. I'm telling you.
Speaking of Joe B, in the first game on the Sunday, Joe Burrow and the Buffalo Bills faced off in Buffalo
in a snowstorm.
Lamar Hamlin was in the building.
He was
giving the heart side from the press box, but evidently it couldn't get through the snow that was being laid down because Josh Allen, 25 for 42, 265 yards and an interception. He rushed 8 times for 26 yards with the touchdown. Devin Singletary, 6 for 24. James Cook, 5 for 13. Dawson Knox, 5 receptions for 65 yards. Khalil Shakir, 2 receptions for 40 yards. Devin Singletary, 5 for 38. All-pro wide receiver. Pro Bowl wide receiver Stephen Diggs, 4 receptions for 35 yards. Gabe Davis, 2 for 34. Cole Beasley, 3 for 33. Isaiah McKenzie, 2 for 10. And Quinn Morris was 1 for 6. For the Bengals, Joe Burrow, 23 for 36, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, not a single interception. Joe Mixon, 20 carries for 105 yards, 1 touchdown. Samaje P.
Who was that?
Rice.
Who was that?
Joe Mixon. Samaje P. Ryan, 7 carries for 33 yards. Joe Burrow, 6 for 31 himself. Jamar Chase, 1 for 3. But Jamar Chase did have 5 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown. Hayden Hurst, 5 receptions for 59 yards and a touchdown. Samaje P. Ryan contributed with 31 yards of receiving. T. Higgins, 3 for 28 himself. Tyler Boyd got 1 for 23. Joe Mixon also 2 receptions for 18 yards. Jordan Irwin, 1 for 13. And Mitchell Wilcox, 1 for 3. Every little bit helps, as it helped those Cincinnati Bengals, last year's AFC champions, this year's return AFC championship contenders, get the 27-10 win over the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo was there yet again in the game, a divisional playoff game, getting knocked off before the championship game. Now the Bengals have an opportunity to go right back, in which I have something for them shortly. Bishop. What's there to be said? Are the Bengals a better team, or did they just catch lightning in the bottle at the right time?
They have a better team. They're a better team, bro. It was on display last night or yesterday afternoon. It was in a Snow Bowl. Joe Burrow let you know why he is that guy. He let you know why he's that guy, man. Under the elements, under the inclement weather, Joe performed. Joe B performed. He did what he needed to do, and the Bills couldn't answer. The Bills could not answer. KC versus who? Whoa, you giving KC right now? KC's versus Joe Burrow. It ain't KC versus who? Okay, so who's going to the Super Bowl? You think it'll be Philly? It'll probably be Philly and Cincinnati. Philly or Cincinnati? Yeah, Philly and Cincinnati. Yeah, let me. Yeah, Philly and Cincinnati. But I mean, it's gonna be a good game. A lot of it depends on Patrick Mahomes' ankle. If Patrick Mahomes, which is gonna be hard, it's only a week. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for those that's had high ankle sprains. Trey, high ankle sprains do not recover easily. They do not. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. The thing is, Cincinnati's defense ain't that threatening. So I feel like Kansas City faced a harder defense in Buffalo. However, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm coming after him because I know he got a bum ankle right now. But we do know you come after Patrick, blitzing him. Oh, of course, this is on a good ankle. He hurts you the most when he's blitzed. By 20, bro, you don't even believe that. You don't believe that. There's no way you believe that. There's no way you believe they getting blown out by 21. There's no way.
Coach Cloud.
Ankle brace and a shot of Jack Daniels. KC wins by. They're gonna have to do something, bro. They're gonna shoot. They definitely gonna shoot him up. He didn't kill with a bad ankle. He did everything before that bad ankle. He threw 1 touchdown after it. That's it. He threw 1. And mind you, Jacksonville was in that game still. If old boy wouldn't have fumbled that pass that Trevor Lawrence threw him, it might be it could have been a tied game. That fumble cost. Don't act like they just blew Jacksonville out. They did not. They did not just blow Jacksonville out. And they about to face a healthy Joe Burrow and a crazy wide receiver in Jamar Chase. Know that. A crazy wide receiver in Jamar Chase. It wasn't no. Calvin Patrick. Thank you. Tell him, Ron. The Bengals don't want the 49ers in the Super Bowl as Boomer outside. The Bengals won't see the 49ers in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's not even, that's not a comment to even be. Nicole, that doesn't mean nothing. You got to have time to throw somebody that's running a 4.2. I don't care if you run a 4.2 or not. He don't run fast. Nicole Harmon is not running faster than Cheetah. Michael, he don't understand. He don't understand, bro. It is what it is. He don't understand. Michael, he don't. He gonna slow down. Bro, who has slowed down Chase this season? And don't worry, I'll wait. Trey, who slowed down Trey to Chase this season?
His injury.
Thank you. That part. Thank you. Bro, please don't do that. Don't do that. Can't nobody slow down Chase, man. Chase gonna get his. The Cowboy. Don't you? Y'all got beat by a third string quarterback. Rich AP, don't come in here. Don't come in here. Y'all got beat by a third string quarterback. Don't come in here. They already talking about this is how they already talking about how y'all want to do. This is how they talking about how y'all want to do Mario. This is what I heard on the street. Because even after, y'all see he missed the field goal yesterday. This is what they saying. How everybody wanted to come and see Mario on that game yesterday and the game before that. I'm just saying. This is what everybody's saying. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to see. This is how they say what they want to do to Mario. Because they felt like this is what he deserved. This is Cowboys coming in on Mario. Just beating him down, bro. Just beating him down. They just want to beat Mario down. You might have beat Cincinnati and shut down Chase this year. You might have, but y'all couldn't do nothing with a third string quarterback. Rich AP. Y'all couldn't do nothing with a third string quarterback. Okay. Yeah, I see you would throw that up there. You made sure I see you throw that up there. No, we ain't finna have a red game. We ain't finna have no two red teams in the Super Bowl. Nope.
Oh, you talking about a repeat of the 2019 Super Bowl?
No, we're not finna have that. It's gonna be it's a Philly thing. It's going. You asked and I gave you the answer. You asked about Chase. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I also asked you Applewhite is CeeDee Lamb y'all number one receiver. You ain't answer that. You said we wasn't talking about that. You said we was talking about the two teams. We said we talking about the four teams that's still in it. Why'd you bring the Cowboys back into it? Because when I asked you about CeeDee Lamb, you couldn't give me an answer. But now you got answers about something that ain't got nothing to do with the Cowboys. No, sir. No, you will not. No, you will not. But while you not answering, lets me further know you knew, like what I said. He is not a. You are drunk, bro. I need you to stop drinking in the morning. I need you to stop drinking, Rich AP. There's no way. Is anybody on this panel that's listening right now believe that it is Dugo? Oh, it is Dugo. I mean, it's well deserving. It's well deserving.
Bang, Niner gang. Bang, Niner gang.
We do not own the rights to none of this music.
Bang,
But
Niner gang. Bang, Niner gang.
They can have
Bang,
that.
Niner gang.
Hopefully they have that same
Bang, Niner gang.
same
Bang, Niner gang.
Ain't going down, bro.
Bang, Niner gang.
That part, Chris.
Bang, Niner gang. Bang, Niner gang.
And we're gonna see who bang. What do we bird gang? Y'all could be Niner gang, we bird
Going
gang.
bad
Know
to
that.
back. Going bad
The only
to
person
back.
shut down the chase was Diggs.
Going bad to back. Going bad to
Going
back.
back to back what? What are y'all going back to
Going
back to?
bad to back.
Y'all
Going
going back
bad
to
to back.
Huh?
NFC Championship for one.
Going bad
that's
to back.
about
Going
it. That's the only
bad
thing
to
y'all
back.
going back. I Niner gang. That's what you want rocking with that too, Ron? Okay, we did something to the third string QB. He got sacked twice and did not throw a TD. QB hard 53. He was Cooper Rush while the 49ers defense came up with the needed takeaways. Okay, Colin. Hey, we cripping on first one. Oh, I'm just saying, man. It is what it is, baby. It is what it is. Niner game versus Bird game. Let's see.
So, of course, last night, the final game in the divisional championships as the San Francisco 49ers faced off against the Dallas Cowboys in San Francisco. Dak Prescott, 23 for 37, 206 yards passing, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Ezekiel Elliott, 10 for 26 yards rushing last night. Tony Pollard, 6 for 22. As we know, he did go out with an ankle injury, which found out he did break his his left ankle after a tackle last night. Dak Prescott, 4 for 22. CeeDee Lamb was 2 for 6 himself. CeeDee Lamb actually finished the game 10 receptions as he was cooking last night, 117 yards.
10 reception, 117 yards, you say, by CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, 10, 17, 117.
What's the other receiver name? Who Rich AP said was their number one receiver? What's his name? What was his numbers?
If you're talking about Michael Gallup, he didn't play last night. Noah Brown was 2 for 21. Dalton Schultz was 5 for 27. Michael Gallup. That's who it was. Was 5 for 27 with a touchdown. T.Y. Hilton had 1 reception for 15 yards. Tony Pollard 2 for 11 again, injured in the second before the halftime. And broken. Actually, he's going to be out 3 months as he has sustained a broken right or left foot. Kevontae Turpin.
That was him. They said it was broken.
Yeah, it's broken.
Oh,
so he's out for 3 months, which he's going to be back in time for training camp. But he is in a contract. He was in a contract year, so it remains to be seen what's going to go on with that. Ezekiel had 2 receptions for 7 yards. The Kevontae Turpin 1 for 8. Almost took one back to the house. I don't know how.
He not only one time. He almost took it back 3 times, bro. That Turpin, bro. I just knew he was gonna get one. Because he kept getting closer and closer every single time.
The last time he had it, I don't know how he ran into the back.
Because he ran into the back. He spit on and ran into the kicker. Like, what are you doing, dude?
It was supposed to be a. Oh yeah, I don't know how he ran into the back of the kicker on that.
Bro, that Michael Parsons, bro. Did you just see what he did? He literally one-armed.
Yeah,
he one-armed an offensive arm. Look at that, bruh. He one-armed a offensive lineman.
Brock Purdy, 19 for 29, 214 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, though. I take that. Elijah Mitchell rushed 14 carries for 51 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 10 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown. Deebo Samuel, 4 carries for 11 yards. Brock Purdy, 3 for 8. And Kyle Juszczyk was 1 for 8. George Kittle led the receivers with 5 receptions for 95 yards. The 1 key reception with the one-handed grab for 30 yards that basically sparks the 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 4 catches for 45 yards. Jawan Jennings, as I said, that's a man to be taking a look at. No one pays attention to him. Jawan Jennings, 2 catches for 26 yards. Key catches, Brandon Ayuk, 2 for 26. And Christian McCaffrey, 6 for 26. As the 49ers get the victory, winning 19-12.
Can I ask the Dallas Cowboys?
Punching their ticket.
Can I ask the Dallas Cowboys something?
Go ahead.
What's the name of their coach? Mike McCarthy, right?
Mike McCarthy, yes.
I don't know. I forget the name of their offensive coordinator. Can y'all explain?
Offensive coordinator is
something like that.
What's his name? Shit.
Can y'all answer this for me though? Dallas, what the hell was y'all thinking? I get it. Y'all only had one play with like 7 seconds left or 6 seconds left on the clock to try and go 80-some yards or 76 or 75 yards. Please understand. Please explain something to me. Last year, y'all talked about y'all got against San Francisco once again. Y'all used up all your timeouts, couldn't get the playoff, and ended up losing that game. This year, pretty much almost the same type of scenario. Y'all didn't have no timeouts. Y'all made some key mistakes. Tight end didn't get the catch in bounds. To put him up on I think it was around the 40. That put him a little more. Keelan Moore, thank you, Keelan Moore. That's their offensive coordinator, Keelan Moore. Y'all couldn't. He didn't get both feet down to get the reception to get him even a little closer. But what in God's name type of coach would put Zeke at center? Y'all do know this guy right here in the middle is Ezekiel Elliott playing center. Mind you, I get it. San Francisco's in a prevent. They got three people. Y'all pay attention to Zeke. Please pay attention to Zeke. What were you thinking? That's how you end the game. What possibly would you think? Zeke wasn't, he slowed him down for a split second. So even
I think when you look at that, Zeke, I didn't think Zeke expected to get hit because he just stood there. He didn't embrace her. I don't know. He didn't embrace or anything. He just stood. He just got smacked, but he wasn't expecting a hit. Obviously, I think he's expecting them to sit back in coverage.
And this is what you're paying Zeke for. This is you paying him $1 million for this.
Yeah,
Zeke is he's a good blocking running back, but what would make you think that he would be able to take on a linebacker?
He didn't, but he would have been able. So think about it. He takes on linebackers any other time when he's blocking. He didn't expect to get blocked. He didn't expect to get blocked. He didn't expect him to come. Look, I didn't see who it was. It was a line. It was a defensive lineman.
51. I think it's him. 51. I think that's who that is.
Look at him.
51. That's who it was. 51 that's running in right here. That's who that was. That's who that is right here. 51. Whoever 51 is, that's who that is. And then he got blasted. But that's because we knew what they were doing. They trying to do a pitch play. Dak threw the ball high. So you can't throw that ball high, but he had to because Zeke couldn't block the dude. So he threw the ball as quick as he could because one more second and he was getting hit.
Why did he throw it to him?
But you know who that is, who he threw it to, right?
Who, CD?
No, that's Turpin.
Oh, Turpin.
Ain't that Turpin number 8?
Why didn't they put? So if you look at the bottom, Noah Brown is down
here. But he couldn't. Bro, if he'd have held that ball a second long, he would have to plant. He would have to turn plant to throw down here at the bottom where you're talking about. He wouldn't have.
But that's where the screen was set up.
It is. But I see what I think he was supposed to get it. I think he's supposed to throw it back to the screen to the left because there's linemen to the right. So he definitely wasn't throwing to the lineman. So he had to throw it back to the left because there ain't nothing but linemen all the way to the right. So and then the lineman ain't even running down the field. So he was hoping to catch.
Yeah, the linemen were waiting to set up the screen. It was waiting to set up the screen.
Right. And I don't know if the screen.
And Noah Brown was at the bottom.
Right. I don't know if the screen was supposed to go to Zeke or what. I just don't know what this play. I don't know what their intentions were on that play, bro. I have no idea. But this is what Dallas does. Dallas is garbage. That's why. Same shit every year. 27 years they don't do anything in the playoffs. Dak gone, Zeke gone. Throw the whole damn team away. Clean Kangaroos could. Oh, he was done, bro. Bro, he was so done. Horrible way to do Zeke on what could have been his last play as a Cowboy. Kelly needs to be fired for that long period. Everybody says.
So what they said, didn't they say that they practiced that in practice?
Well, I'm sure they did. But I guess it's hard to practice that because
because you don't know what the defense is going to
do.
They probably thought the defense was going to sit back. That's why they set Zeke up because Zeke did not brace for it. He did not think that he was going to get hit. He stood straight up, and once he stood straight up, he was embracing. He probably was about to turn his neck around to see where it was going. Like, it was just a whole
that was horrible,
debacle.
Bro. That was horrible. Like, I don't know what in your everlasting mind felt like that was a play that you should have ran. I don't know. What this is my thing, Trey. Even if you didn't think Zeke was going to get rushed, explain this one thing to me, Trey, or anybody. Mm-hmm. What does it help by Zeke centering the ball? What does that do? I mean, help me understand. Him being center compared to the regular center, what does that help?
My opinion is
what advantage do you have?
One, you take a lineman off the field and you put more skilled players on the field. So Zeke was considered an ineligible player at that time. He couldn't receive a pass from that point, but he can receive a lateral pass. So he could have been his eligibility would have got eligible if he would have received a lateral pass. So with him playing center, it puts him at the position to where now he can set up to be a skill player, and it takes more linemen off the field because obviously, like you said, it was linemen. It was three linemen down at the bottom. I don't know how many was up top, and then you had Zeke centering the ball. So Zeke just gave him more options to have more people on the field, and I think it got blown up because they probably did what they didn't expect. They rushed as opposed to fell back. And that put them in a position to where he had to get rid of the ball quick. He got it probably to the best person, the most elusive player on the field in Turpin, but Turpin got blew up. It was I don't know who hit Turpin, but I would think it was Hufunga, but it ain't no telling.
Yeah, that's got to be the dumbest. I won't say the dumbest play because
It looked like
it was number one. It was number one. Whoever number one for y'all is, Trey.
Ward.
Is that Ward? Because
Yeah.
here it is again. Maybe you can see better. I don't know who number one is, but he's the one that did it. Whoever number one is the guy who blew up Turpin.
Ward, the safety.
See, there you go. Number one. See?
Yeah, Ward.
Okay. He blew it out like you couldn't have did it no better. Right there.
See, they
didn't
expect.
Well, I was at one of the sports bar, and when that happened, everybody was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, that was Ward.
He ran right at it.
So he can't. Yeah, he say it was a beeline. It was like anything that was going to happen. See, so if you look at it, he's playing back in the defense, so he's expecting he's expecting the screen.
Mm-hmm.
With the two linemen that's down, at which if that was now had that been Turpin down at the bottom, that would have been my thing. Because can you imagine Turpin getting that with two linemen in front of him? They're gonna occupy the run. They're gonna occupy the corner. Everyone else gotta come over. At that point, Turpin's in the open field.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was 51 that ran over. Yeah, 51 that ran over Zeke. Because he hits it. He hits Zeke's. Then he gets up and runs. And you're gonna see him run over 51. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there. Whoever that is, he blew up Zeke.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I mean, I get the method to their madness. It's just I think it was blown. Like you said, they practice it in practice, but they probably didn't get the same look in practice either, or expectations, and they just completely blew that up.
They completely, like, without question. Man, shouts out to this gentleman here, man. One of the greatest to ever do it, man. I was happy to see him out there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes,
I was happy to see this man out there, man. I ain't gonna front.
I'm happy to see his son lace him up every day with the 49 with the USC.
It's good to see him, man. He's out there. Jerry always out there though. When it comes to the 49ers, he's a true 49er.
But they said a lot of them pulled up. We had Charles Haley was there. So, Joe Montana and his wife pulled up.
Yeah, they got a lot of
Burton Hanks.
Yeah. Man, shouts out to one of the greatest wide receivers to ever do it, man. Jerry Rice, man. He's that dude, man. And I'm sure the San Francisco 49ers fans loved to see him out there on the field, man. Mad love to Jerry for doing what he do. Look at he got a helmet as a chain. Yeah, he got a 49er helmet as a chain.
They did
I see you, Jerry.
A little blinged out.
Is it?
Yeah.
That joker's clean.
So of course, with that W now, like you said, it places Sunday, 2 p.m. San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles facing off in Philadelphia, and that 5:30 p.m. in the prime time slot, the Cincinnati
the early game?
Yeah, we got the early game.
It's on Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
Cincinnati Bengals face off against the Kansas City Chiefs at 5:30, which, of course, though after that game would determine who faces off February 12th for the coveted Super Bowl Sunday.
Let's go.
Also determines what players from those teams are not Pro Bowl. Question was, why is Jerry Jones the first person
doing you know why?
Interviews?
Jerry Jones is one of the first people to always do interviews for Dallas, always, anyway, because he micromanages that team anyway. But the reason why is because a lot of people wanted McCarthy's head a while ago. A lot of people been wanting Mike McCarthy out of Dallas. So, of course, they're going to ask Jerry Jones because they want to see what Jerry Jones' answer is going to be when they ask him, like, about the coaching position. They want to hear what Jerry has to say when it's all said. They want to hear what he has to say about Jerry, and they also want to hear about what he has to say about Dak's performance because, again, Dak had 2 interceptions in that game. 2 picks. 2 bad interceptions. Well, clearly his fault. Both of them. Clearly his fault. So they're looking to see Jerry's his response and just to see his mannerisms on how he feels about those two individuals, to be honest, because a lot of people feel like Mike McCarthy's on the hot seat. Is he on the hot seat, Trey?
I
Is
would
Mike
think so.
McCarthy?
Nah. I think Dak's seat is higher than Jerry's. I mean than McCarthy's.
Okay.
And he came, like I said, he said that the interceptions were unacceptable.
They're not. They were.
Was the second one necessarily his fault?
It was. It was in a
It
bad. It was. Yeah. If you look at the pick, I would honestly have to say I feel like it was because of the beak, only simply because the where he placed it. The defender had an opportunity to make a play on the ball, which was a good defensive. And then not knocking the defense because that's what
he was done because he got down low. He got down.
Right.
He put Dak put it where it should have been had the defender not been able to break on it. He put it down. He put it down and low. Low and down and out, and the defender broke on it, and which caused the ricochet back up into the air, and Warner was sitting behind him waiting on it.
Right. However, I feel like that was a forced pass that Dak shouldn't have took. Not what's his name? What's his old boy's name? On that be on first take, the white guy.
You talking about not Degas, what's his name?
Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky. He showed like he broke it down. On the play on what Dak did not see yesterday in the game. He broke it down, and he broke it down. When I say he broke it down, he showed where he was forcing passes into people like CeeDee Lamb and stuff like that, where there was wide open areas on the field where he could have threw. Dan showed one play in particular where he missed a wide open touchdown. He missed it, but he forced it into CD where CD didn't make he didn't make the catch, even though CD made some nice catches yesterday. He didn't make the catch, but he had a wide open receiver elsewhere in open field, and he chose to throw the ball to CD.
And I get that, but was Dak under pressure or duress when those? Because of course you're not going to see everything. Of course, hindsight. Of course, he can see it because he's getting an opportunity to go back and look at the tape and run it back and give it for content. So I asked, was Dak under duress at that time, or was he being rushed? What was the rush looking like? Did he have all day? I mean, I think when you talk about that, if you don't have time to go through your progressions, he went through his first progression, probably felt like he was going to be pressured, and he went to where he's seen, okay, if I go ahead and try now, I can get that ball there. So I wonder, saying that I understand all that type of stuff. Was like, is he actually is he just sitting back in the pocket? Because that's just like they talked about. They showed yesterday when Brock Purdy was being rushed, and they say he basically went out of bounds on a play, and they looked and it's like it shows George Kittle that's wide open. But his hands up, it's like we see that. But if you open the screen back up, you see that he's running for his life. Yeah.
Right,
so you know what I'm saying? So I get it, of course, to do that type of stuff. So that's why I tried to look at it for the aspect of like we just talked about with the Dak Prescott. Was that his best play in his progression that he could have went with at that particular time? Or does he, do you go ahead and take the sack? You know what I'm saying? He almost took a sack again. I can't stand the blow up culture, because we could have ended the game earlier with a safety, but
because he went for the push instead of tackling.
He tried to blow him up instead of the tackle in the game, and then he goes down. I was like, so I'm looking at it like, okay, if they go down and score, it starts there. He could have tackled him. He didn't tackle him. No different from Robbie Gould. Instead of tackling, it looked like he tried to get out the way. Just so happened that Turpin ran into the back of him and fell over. Like, why the blow up culture? That's why Trayvon Diggs didn't get the interception or didn't stop Kittle from making that 30-yard reception, because he tried to blow him up and whiffed. And Kittle was able to pull the ball. The ball was there for the taking. It bounced off his hands, then off his mask, and he had to gather himself. And Trayvon Diggs had free reign to snatch the ball out of midair, but he went for a blow-up hit instead of a tackle, and that's where they're at.
Yeah. No, we haven't talked about that yet, Ron. Not yet. We gonna get to that though. We got to talk about that when we get to basketball, and we also got to talk about Ed Reed. We have to definitely talk about Dak equals Kirk Cousins. Everybody that watch football know Dak is going to look for CeeDee Lamb every single time. Not if he's not the number one receiver. If you let Richard AP tell it, but yeah, Cowboys need to go for Rodgers and Peyton if they want a Super Bowl before Jerry dies. Peyton who? Oh, Sean Payton. Oh. So I don't know if y'all know, right? Because we still we're staying in football right now. But if y'all heard about Ed Reed? Ed Reed is no longer the head coach for Bethune-Cookman, FBCU. What is it? Not FBC.
HBCU.
HBCU. I don't know why I want to say HBCU. He is no longer the head coach. He was hired 25, 26 days ago, and he has been fired as of I think a day or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of backlash. Even Deion Sanders came and tweeted, not tweeted, but called Ed Reed and explained to him, it's not. Yeah, he lost his job. Yep. Not only did he
well,
it's a lot. So the thing of
would you say that it was his fault? Or did he overstep his boundaries and thinking that he can sit up and come on and say what he said
but what did he actually say, Trey? Because I never heard what he said. I know I know it was something in regards to that
his
the
office.
Conditions his office. I heard it was more about the conditions of the school weren't suitable for the student athletes.
Yeah, he came out and said that. He came out there and said that in public. He complained and said that his office wasn't even clean. But before he got there to take over and all that type of stuff. So he basically blasted the school. That's what he did. He blasted the school off the rip, and so their response was him not being there. He didn't. I guess they took a look at it maybe as that he didn't give them the opportunity to rectify. He went on public in social media and went to the public and stated his issues and problems, and now he's without a job.
The man was practically in tears, man. I'm not gonna lie. What I saw was that he was practically in. He was basically in tears. He I guess he spoke to his team prior to leaving the school, and he was basically just saying that, and he felt like that everything within that school was just not what it should have been. They were saying Ed Reed he disrespected Bethune-Cookman, curses out the HBCU supporters, things of that nature. Like he just felt some type of way. And Ed Reed didn't go to a HBCU. He came out of Miami, right?
Yes,
Miami, right? Okay, so he came out of Miami. So it's not like it was an alma mater or anything of that nature. He just basically, when it's all said and done, he was just disappointed in what the school was doing, how he came into the school as being the new head coach. Because I'm gonna be honest, Trey. I'm asking anybody who's a player coach or future coach or anything like that. I'm gonna ask y'all this: you're a new coach. You just got asked to be the coach of an HBCU or any school, high school, anybody, anything. You're the new football coach coming on. Is there not a certain type of
standard you expect to walk into?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. A certain type of standard in which you expect coming in brand new into an organization or into a learning establishment. Mind you, these are student athletes, but this is being ran by grown adults. Is there an expectation of how things should be received coming in from the incoming head coach?
So I can understand the expectations. There should be an acceptable standard for one, but of course, it's some aspect always what you potentially have sometimes is one standards is a lot higher than others. That's a possibility. This is just a conversation at this point, not saying that that's the case.
Mhm.
So in some cases you have to one individual standards are higher than another, so you can't necessarily say that you want it, but there is a acceptable standard
Mhm.
in which what should have happened is Ed should have went back and addressed that with the athletic director,
Mhm.
the staff, or something like that. To why it's like this isn't what he's looking for. We got to do better, as opposed to blasting it.
Over
That's
the
like
social media.
what I'm saying. That's like that's the culture which we have to where everyone wants to sit up. Because think about it, how many times have it been when you was dissatisfied with someone's service to you?
A
At
lot.
like a restaurant
A
or
lot.
something like that,
Yeah.
do you go on social media and blast them, or do you go on to where you should go to Google reviews and post a review? Because what I'm saying, people can't remove reviews from Google, so that way it can be seen and it comes and it's at that point it's recorded. He went on social media and blasted to everyone, put out his frustration with everybody, in which it doesn't do you any good. The people who you should have talked to first are the ones who got rid of you, basically. And after the fact, if it would have been a situation to where they would have been like, "Nah, we don't think you're the person for the job," yada yada yada. Then you go and blast and sit up and be like, you know what? I tried to do this. I went and addressed my opinions and my thoughts and opinion to them, and they want to fire me because yada yada yada. He ain't do that, and he put himself in that position. And I think, it's another flex move. Now he's in that same, in my opinion, that same boat as KD and Aaron Rodgers, where you think you're bigger than the organization. And because you're the, you're the top head honcho coming up to
You're a high class athlete.
yeah, you think, okay, like they ain't stopped making athlete coaches when they made you. Like, and that's the position we
Are
put
you
ourselves in.
Ron? I'm so disappointed in Mr. Reed. Go ahead, Trey.
Yeah. So I think it's just that situation. Like, we got to be cognizant of things. We can't always don't overplay
Jump the
your
gun.
hand.
Yeah.
You can't overplay your hand sometimes. You know what I'm saying? There's a place it's a place
Time
for
and place.
everything. And
Yeah.
he I don't know what he was thinking. And yeah, private, like Hey Rich say, private first. And then if stuff don't happen, that's when
Then
you
you
go.
expose them.
Yeah, it's a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? It ain't changed.
But do we know? Because this is 25 days into his new job. 25 days he was into his new job. Do we know that he did not express this to the upper heads? Do we know that? Because we talking about this is almost a month in. Can we say that we honestly? So let's hear something real
I
quick.
think that was the first thing he did was he went and addressed it.
Okay.
I think that's what his first thing.
Than folks that worked at Bethune-Cookman for years.
Prime was not wrong about what he was saying. All y'all out there with y'all opinions full of crap, don't know this shit. But needless to say, I just pulled up to work. We're going to try to help y'all too, man, because I know a lot of HBCs need help. I'm just here to help here first. I see it on too clearly. All our HBCUs need help. And they need help because of the people who's running it. Broken mentalities out here. I'm going to leave y'all with that, man. I got to get in the office. I hope y'all be blessed out there. 336, I see you, my bro. About to pull up in the office, bro. I got to get out here. My guys already out here working. I've been here for a week and a half. And have done more than people that have been here in freaking years. And I'm not even hired yet. Damn shame.
So we took to Twitter to talk about.
So there you have it. So he felt some type of way in regards to the fact that He's coming into this organization and he's coming in as the head coach of this HBCU, making changes that he felt should have been done years ago within the upper echelon of the people who already work there. And it's taken him, it's something in which he's done only in which he, like he said, he hasn't even been hired completely yet because he hadn't even signed his contract, and he had done more in a week than some people had done in years. So do y'all still feel that way?
So
Come on, Trey. Come on.
this
Come
is
on.
my thought, right? Real
Mhm.
talk.
Mhm.
Sometimes we get in positions to where we see where we can make a change, right?
Mhm.
And of course, the initial at times, because I know I've tended to done it myself, where you get into a position and you feel like this is trash, this isn't this isn't that, and you just initially believe that, hey, I can make a change, or I'm gonna make a change, or I've done things to make changes. For one, everyone has a certain type of mindset. My mindset may be conducive to what could change. There might be some people that watch our show every morning and think, I could do that. I would do this if I was doing this, that, the third.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Pull up.
Mhm.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has something that they can add to the table upon you seeing how something goes. I think
Mhm.
I'm very uncanny at being able to look at something and be able to be like, come up with something off something that I've seen that's already established, or off of something that I see is like I get an idea and I make it work. A lot of times I do graphics and stuff like that. I don't consider myself a graphic designer. I just consider myself a person that can do graphics.
Mhm.
I look at the graphic, I see it, I start to formulate a ideal, and I Picasso the ideal.
Mhm.
Like Jay, like like I was called the other day, the Dr. Dre of post ups or pin ups or something like that.
Mhm.
I just, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to do that. So everyone tends to have that same mindset of when you're doing these things. And in some cases, it's the truth. In other cases, not so much. And I think what happened is he got in, and truly it might have been that, but that doesn't mean that everyone else they can try to do that prior to. It just happened to work when you did it. So let's, you know, saying at least to humble ourselves and keep it in a perspective that when working and doing these things, like he said, he's been there a week. This is
Mhm.
what he said, because he said, I've been here a week. I've already done more than people
That's
have done
in years.
in years.
Correct.
Maybe he should have made that statement 6 months from now.
Well, look at what
You know
Michael says. Michael says, well, I tell you this, y'all, that's all should have been done during the interview process, tour the facility, etc., before you accepted the position. But hey, we will really ever know what happened. All boils down to with the interview process protocol.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ron says, what if they don't have the money to do what you expect? But then
True that.
again, so I hear that
That
too,
part,
Trey.
you gotta give it time, bro. You
But
gotta give
Trey,
it time.
this is the thing. He said he's done more in a week. Do you think that was monetary things in which he done in a week? I don't
Maybe.
think it was
I
monetary.
wonder what
We
could
don't
what
know. We
I'm
don't know.
thinking
Right?
what could
We
he
don't
have
know.
done in the week if you ain't even been hired yet, bro? Like, what are you doing? Is it just out the kindness of your heart?
But come on, but be honest though, Trey. Like even with like let's say for instance, like even for defect, when we come on as defect managers and stuff like that, we do a lot of stuff. We come in, we
Make changes that you think
right,
are conducive to what you
but
want to do.
first we got to analyze and see everything that's going on.
You just
First we
don't
got to
come
take
in
about
kicking it. You
yeah.
don't kick
You
in the
don't make
door
changes
with
right
a
out the gate,
fofo head.
right? You don't make changes right out the
You gotta
gate
look at
because
the
you
lay
don't
of
know
the land.
right. You got to see how things work. Totally agree. However, it is a little bit of a different animal because you got, it's a sports compared to an actual occupation of food service and things of that nature. What changes he made, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? These are the things we don't know. However, let's go. Hold on. Let me see something because I think he goes in. Okay, here he goes into something else too, and he says even more. So let's see if he actually presents what it is he's actually made changes to. So everybody can kind of get understanding on why Ed Reed was the way he felt.
Chose not to.
On why Ed Reed. Oh man.
Not the contract doing this. I'm mutting us. Man, get out of here, man. They mutt me. These they didn't even clean my office when I got.
I see you talk about office being clean. Is that something to be concerned about, Jerry Trey? Office not being clean,
I
and
mean, I
you bringing
completely,
in a new coach?
I get that. Like you expect is again, you come down, you expect certain things, right?
Mhm.
And so I can understand that's something that should be controllable. But it could have been not to make excuses for it, but it could have been anything. Maybe you know, what I'm saying like Ron was saying, did they have the staff, or could they have paid somebody? Was that something? Was it a drop the ball to where they didn't get to it because he showed up too early, or what case like that? Like it could have been a plethora of things that was taken consider. But to come out and to blast that on his live. It's his social media. He can do what he want, how he
When
want,
he
when he
do it,
want it.
facts.
But
It-
however, comma in the business, in the word of Bishop, bruh, like
Yeah.
was that the right move? Again, that
But look
KD
at what
and
Calvin
Aaron
said
Rodgers
though.
stuff.
But we talking as something as simple as cleaning up office though. Clean up a
Yeah,
man's office before he shows up. Those are things that just require effort. When you show no
true
value
that.
in the
I
program,
agree.
you can't be surprised Ed Reed didn't have the respect to keep his frustration private. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like even you and I know, right? If we in the defect, we at work in the
You come on the
some
shift.
major
You come
yeah,
wait. You come on the next shift, or you can't. You come in that morning, or you come on the next shift, and you
defect.
going through, and yeah, you like, yo, what is like the last shift is like? Why they live this? I get it. You
That
say it or
part,
what case like that. And do you go? Do we sit up and bust a gasket, or do you sit up and go to your constituents?
we've seen them bust gasket. Trey, don't act like we ain't. Don't
But I'm
act like we
saying,
ain't.
but I'm just saying, like, do you go or do you go to the defect manager? Yo, so and so nigga do yada 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 yada. Of course, what's asking you? Did
But
y'all
are
do a
you
walkthrough?
hold on? But this is my thing though, Trey. So because I'm gonna go back to what you just stated in regards to social media, right?
Uh-huh.
Will you so say that happens, right? What you just said in regards to the defect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be honest, be completely honest.
You're not gonna be on social media like, yo, check this
No,
out.
no,
Hey,
no, you're not gonna be on social media. However, because cell phones wasn't like that like they are now. Because we
yeah,
didn't
it
have
was
we didn't
social
have
media
all
was
the
nowhere close to
Twitter
it.
like right. But be
Look at
honest,
this. Look
our
at
social media was this. You ain't gonna tell the next, hey man, y'all see what Sergeant Davis did? You see how he let the kitchen out? Man, I had to tell Sergeant First Class Matthews, man, the kitchen was towed down, bro. He has tell me we didn't do that, bro. That was our social media, and it got spread that way. It wasn't no video, wasn't nobody taking pictures. No, it was spoken. So it's the same thing. It really, when it's all, we got a lot of comments, bro. Like people like going in, like like both sides were wrong, but I'm all what?
Oh, you said both sides was wrong, but I'm all for the publicity,
Even if
even
it's
if it's
negative,
negative or address the
just
lack
the
of
lack of
resources.
resources. That part, if it's true, his
And I
office
think
could
that's
have
what
been
got him
cleaned up.
fired. It's like you didn't come to us first. This is what we're hiring. We're bringing you in. Like this is what it is. Again, an overstep. I think he overstepped and just thought he was bigger than the organization. And I think we're starting to see a lot of that where individuals believe they're bigger than the organizations, that they are higher than they're, saying they're the top dog. Yes, you're hired to be that person, but coming out the gate, it's like, let's put this in perspective. Who really has some power in this point?
Right. It reason me. I think what he's used to having. Good point, Wayne. Good point. Good point. But what is it? This is the thing. He said Deion Sanders was right. So obviously, Deion Sanders has said some of the same things. However, it must have been that Deion Sanders didn't put it in public. He just spoke it to Ed Reed, because Ed Reed, one of his first things was he said, Deion Sanders, bro, you were right. So obviously, this is something in which they feel is going on within the HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? Even though Deion didn't speak it, he must have got wind of the same thing or got something like that while he was out at not Howard, but Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? But when it's all said and done, man, I don't know. We all have jobs. We all had jobs we hated. You have at least did one season for the HBCU. I get it, man. I get it. And I think he just had a high expectations. You know what I'm saying? When you come from,
and I think it also sits on the fact of, in my opinion, what was the office in complete shambles, or was it just like they digging dust? and because no one had been there in a second, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? What does that look like in all actuality? And so that brings up like, what was it like? Was it just completely, you know what I'm saying, whatever, or like a lot of stuff? So I mean, that's just covering the office at that point. So I don't know, bro.
Here we go. Listen.
Get down, respect. Come on, man. Come on, man. All this here was trash in front of me.
Oh, he's showing it.
Who you think got this? It's cleared out. That building right there got trash in it. It's no trash. What are you talking about? Need no man, that donors to come out and help out because people just want money. That's why I don't pump the social network. Fuck out of here, man.
This is when I realized that I had to do a video on today to give clarity, or at least how I feel. And I believe if I give clarity on how I feel as Randall Barnes.
So he talked about trash being out in buildings. So obviously it was a bit bad. Of course, what we saw it didn't look trash that right. He was just pointing out areas. He said he basically cleaned up the area in which where a whole bunch of trash was at. So I'm assuming when he said he done more in a week than than a lot of those people that have been there for years, those were some of the things. And like I said, it might not have been monetary. Huh?
He could have got a year's worth of trash.
He could have. He could have.
I believe you. I know, bro. I know because I sit up and think to myself, like when you go in, like I've been all going to offices in which I didn't approve of, and I'm thinking, but it was what the rhetoric was that, hey, you know, saying this stuff has to be in there. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, I would just rather throw everything out. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't where it's got to be, then it's going to be somewhere where I want it to be, and that's the trash. And go from there. But I mean, it comes with that's the territory. You go in when you go into a position or a situation, you just make it better. It's going to take a little more work, efforts, or whatever case like that. You just go in, and I don't know. It cost him his job in state, and you know what I'm saying, that's the unfortunate situation. Like everyone's saying, on principle, and felt disrespected by, and I can completely understand that, Coach Cal, and that's why I'm saying, like, bro, did you go back and like, but that comes down to like my biggest thing, me personally as an individual. You will never, if you see me doing a rant or something like that, it really had come to a point to where it was just because I'm an individual that I do not let my emotions ring out. That if you ever see me on a rant or something like that on social media or something like that, it's way past the point of where, you know what I'm saying, calmness and all that type of stuff. Like I think sometimes we as people allow our emotions to take hold of us and blam, go on whatever case like that. I'm not one to sit up. I'm more of a person that sit up and survey the situation and then I move forward. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying, so. But, you know what I'm saying, that's not for everybody. And he's a person that's emotional, came out and addressed it as he did. He did what he wanted to do. And it didn't work out in state in his favor. They let him go. 5 years from now, we'll be like, for real, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just gotta be chill for a second. Like Aaron Rodgers said, relax, chill. And then when you know, so every fight isn't a fight. Every fight isn't fightable. You can try to fight it, but everyone don't. Everything doesn't need to be a fightable. Every battle isn't fightable. It doesn't need to be. Emotions is the most dangerous thing on the planet, bruh. Ron, who you gotta chill for a second. Imagine if you was that man with that turned the key with the key codes to all the fallouts. And you get this up, you get upset about, you know what? Forget it. Hey, ain't put the key, authentication, and now we got a whole problem on hand. So, hopefully it gets fixed. I mean, that was a minor thing. I think that was more of a teaching moment and a learning moment for him. I'm very sure he can probably go on and go back and get hired somewhere else later on in life where he can come back and say, it was just a moment and this is what it is. And some people might value that type of emotion and just be able to say, hey, this is what we want. I appreciate Coach Mr. Mullen Glad tapping in with us this morning, brother. True that, Applewhite, but is it enough to sit up and go on social media and talk about and be like, you know what, this is what it is? That's what I'm looking at. Is that it was just so egregious and out of pocket that I go on social media, I complain about it, as opposed to going back to the powers that be and be like, yo, what are y'all doing? Like, can I get someone over here to clean this out before I pull up in here? Like, come on, man. This is not what I can't think that this is what I'm coming into. How simple was that? Was it that bad to where I had to sit up and pull my phone out? And it's not like he pulled his phone out during the situation where the trash was there. He pulled it out after he's cleaned it up to sit up and rant about it or talk about the situation. It's that stuff. Again, emotions. Like H-Town said, emotions make you cry sometimes. And I understand that, Coach Cal. That should have been, I'm not disagreeing that in any way, form, or fashion. That should have been something that should have been checked out before, you know what I'm saying, bringing them in or whatever case like that. Like you said, someone said earlier, a walkthrough. Was there a walkthrough conducted? Did you walk through it? Even if you walk through, in my opinion, it's like, okay, we're going through, we're showing this is going to be your facility, your office right now. We're going to go ahead and have to get this straightened up. It's going to look a lot better, you know what I'm saying, by the time. But it's like that stuff to be to shown and be understood and communicated. And then it goes there, like, okay, you know what I'm saying, this is what is going on. It's impossible. Yeah, it's like it's at this point we're all at what ifs, and like Coach Cal said, what if, woulda, coulda, shoulda, and that's what we're looking at. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. End state is he got fired or he didn't get an opportunity to start. And Ron said this focus is on the wrong. He had the wrong focus. If it was a hint, I feel like there'd be a little more urgency. I always felt BOBs tend to do their guard down. It comes to servicing us because they're supposed to be. It'd be like that, Coach. It'd be like that, and it's unfortunate, man. But I mean, hopefully, it's a learning experience. Even one, he'll continue to be that individual over time, and someone's going to accept it for what it is and whom he is, or they're going to continue to have problems. And he won't be. He'll just continue to be that Hall of Famer that pulls up at games. But transition a little as we get to the last portion. Got a couple of minutes. I want to get into the NBA, right? Finish up the NBA for the most part. You did the walkthrough. You should have seen everything. So I approved a job you didn't really know about. Maybe. And it is all speculative at this point because from even what Bishop was showing us, I'm not sure where the time frame was. Was it after, when it happened, all that type of stuff. So, but simple things. Communication is like you used to say, communication rules the nation. You communicate, you get things found out. If there's anything that's not clear, you're able to ask or communicate back. It's not clear to you, and ask more questions. And a simple walkthrough would have had, or or did he come early? Like, I don't know. But it's unfortunate, Coach Reed. That won't be the title we're watching, saying as of now. But of course, you know, saying good luck in any future endeavors, and hopefully he does find the right spot for him. Maybe this wasn't his, and that's just what came out. So, like we were saying earlier, so with a bunch of games to open, of course, I know one thing we briefly got into was speaking about, in which Ron was asking about the whole situation that happened with Shannon Sharp. That's the point, Applewhite. So Shannon Sharp was taking in a Lakers game on Friday, I think it was. He was taking in the Lakers game. And during said Lakers game, they were playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. So we all know Ja Morant's father T. Martin is always at the Lakers at his son's games for the most part. So Shannon Sharpe is a huge Laker fan, LeBron fan for the most part, and Shannon Sharpe's looking at the game, and I guess Shannon Sharpe has some select words. It's something which struck a nerve with or him and Dylan Brooks was going back and forth. Shay Shay was about to fold Papa Moran up. But I tell you who he wasn't about to fold up. His energy was different when Steven Adams pulled up on the scene. Like I see Uncle Shay, you know what I'm saying, got a little something, but Steven Adams seemed a little Steven Adams is like, yo, you know what I'm saying, hey, oi, mate. Like it was some problems. But some words were said. Dylan Brooks was the one who was popping off at the mouth. Shannon Sharpe told Dylan to come holler at him. Dylan stayed his different shit. Dylan act like he didn't know who he was. That's crazy, Andy Bishop, and y'all out there, how people in which we grew up knowing and talking about the culture now doesn't see people, certain people of now in the culture or players don't know who these people are.
That part, bro. That part.
He's like, he called him a blogger. Yeah, so you see how
come see me. Say, come see me.
Yeah, come here. But look at Steven. He's like, whoa. He's like, he ain't talking that to Steven. He even backing up a little.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you could hear.
Yeah, he even backed up a little. Steven Adams is like, he's like, hey, mate, oi, mate.
Oh.
Keep talking that.
And right there, like that's John Morant's dad.
Yeah, so it's like
that's John Morant's dad right there that you see walking up, because of course he said something. It was said that Shannon Sharpe said something to John Morant. In other words, basically Shannon Sharpe said to all of them, y'all don't want this. Come see me. And then Steven Adams came up first, and then Ja comes up saying, come on, man. And he was like, Ja damn sure don't want this. And then that's when Ja's father came up right here like, in the blue with the shades on. That's Ja's father coming up. So,
and you know what? In my opinion, the only person that was about that life was Steven Adams.
You think so?
Yeah, I think the only person that was about that life was Steven Adams. Like when you look at it and break down,
for those that don't know, Shannon Sharpe ain't no small cat.
He's not. That's why I say the only person.
Don't let that sweater fool you. Don't let that sweater fool you. That dude is cut up. Shannon Sharpe is not no small dude, man. Y'all don't want to see. I'm trying to tell you, Shannon was a tight end. Tight end in the NFL. So y'all know how big tight ends are. Shannon Sharpe is not no small dude, man. He's not. Not saying I don't know. I'm not saying he was one.
Not saying that he was shook by Steven Adams, but we know situations where you know who to talk that stuff to and who not to talk that stuff to.
That
and it said like when Steven Adams pulled up.
Did you tell him what all happened?
He said something. He said I didn't get exactly what it was that he had said, but he said something that sparked the situation between him and Dylan Brooks, and then it went on from there. And then that's when everyone else started.
What up, LB? So it was said that something about, and because this was the Lakers game, this was the Lakers playing.
Yeah, it was Friday. The Lakers beat the Grizzlies.
Right, and so Shannon said something. Shannon said something about. I don't want to misquote, but it was something about LeBron and something about you can't hold LeBron or whatever. And somebody told Shannon Sharpe to shut up, and Shannon's like, "No, you shut up" or whatever, and came to Shannon, which I'm thinking was Dylan Brooks.
I think it was Dylan Brooks,
yeah, which was Dylan Brooks, and so that's how it all transpired. Now, how Steven Adams and got into it. I don't know. I don't know.
They like Richard Applewhite say they just went. They move as a team.
Okay,
they move as a team.
And I see Steven Adams came first, and then here comes Ja. Yeah, but I never saw Dylan. I never saw Dylan come over.
Brooks come back over here.
Yeah, I never saw Dylan. I heard him talk. I seen him talk. You seen him talking from a distance.
That's why I was about to say Dylan Brooks. I mean, what's his name? Steven Adams was about to risk it all. Being
that part. Dylan was real sassy, and he was real sassy. He didn't know the hottest thing in sports talk.
Yeah, he called him a blogger.
Dylan is not safe before the trade deadline in this grade. I'm just saying, bro. He called him a blogger. That's right. But that's like Trey said.
He's like a
it's because these cats don't know. Y'all don't know. Y'all young. Y'all don't know
this man's
background.
Yeah,
y'all don't know this man's background.
They're just disrespectful.
Right. Y'all don't know this man's background. So sensitive. Ron said they so sensitive. Yeah, y'all don't know Shannon Sharp's background, man. This dude is that dude. Brooks being too small to guard LeBron. Oh, that's what it was. Brooks being too smart to guard. I knew it was something to do with LeBron. He was being too small to guard LeBron. And Dylan Brooks fired back and said, you just a blogger, and told him to shut up. And then that's when Shannon said, you shut up, or you make me shut up, or something of that nature. Don't misquote. I don't want to misquote it, but it was something of that nature, and that's how it all sparked everything between the everybody. And they ended up escorting Shannon out.
Yeah, they put him in the back on one of the back halls for the third quarter until the third quarter started. Then he came back, and then basically him and T Morant dapped it up and made up or whatever case like that.
Oh, the John Morant's dad.
Yeah, they
okay.
They in the third, somewhere at the end of the third quarter or halfway through the third quarter, they set up and met and talked it out or whatever case like that. So I'm very sure, but yeah, team definitely they want that problem. But I mean, we see what went down, and I didn't see any aggression towards Steven Adams where that could have been like, because Steve didn't say anything. I don't know, maybe could have been like, come on, big boy, or maybe he wasn't like, come on, big boy. But in any case,
and then also in that same game, didn't LeBron get into it with somebody as well? LeBron got into it with somebody.
He got into it with Bang.
Yeah, because he was saying, "Hey man, he's like play ball, bro." He's like
you're not talking. He's like you're not talking.
Make a couple. You make a couple shots. You make a couple shots and you talking mess. But when it's all said and done, like, look, dude, he's like, he said, I ain't up for that shit. Like,
it went down and
bashed on
on Jerry Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
To show his dominance. So,
Desmond Bain. Yeah, he was like, "Look, man, you talking all that trash? Stop talking."
Because it's like chill. He's like, no, ain't no chill. He's like, he keep doing that. He's like, he ain't talking. He's like, he's talking. He's like, he trash talking at this point. He ain't playing ball. He's
right. And I think John came on. And he's like, "Come on, LeBron, come on."
He's on chill. He's like, no, ain't no chill. He's like, ain't no chill, Bron. He's like, he trash talking.
Yeah, he's like, bro. He said, I don't play. He's like, I don't play that.
I
don't play that. He was like, I don't play that. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't play that at all. So I was like, what? And I was like, damn, like this game was real chippy, wasn't it? Like y'all really going in on this game for real. So I think this is it right here when it all took up. Let's do it. I think this is it. I want to say this is it. Maybe not. We'll be doing this all the time. Oh, there it goes. It would do that now. But this is because I seen it on, I think it was it on Twitter? I think it was on Twitter or something. I saw it, and you could actually hear LeBron talking. He was like, bro, he's like, nah. He was like, basically, F that. He's like, he talking trash because he didn't hit a couple of shots. Like, play the game. He said, play the game, bro. Don't talk smack at them. Right after that, LeBron comes down with a nasty dunk on whoever. Basically
Triple J, Jared Jackson Jr.
Yeah. And I don't know.
He jumped. He put his hand up, but he jumped.
Yeah. Dude, Desmond Bain had a right to talk trash? Like, really? Like,
so I think anyone could talk trash. I mean, that's the ideal of to get under someone's skin, in which I
feel
like
take them out talking about their game.
Because think about last night. Well, I won't get into it in a second. But like similar situation as like just last night. Patrick Beverly got into it with Dame Lillard, in which Dame told him, "I'll beat your ass."
What?
Yeah, Dame Lillard told Patrick Beverly, "I'll beat your ass," and then they had to be separated for a second. At that point, the Lakers was down 25 points going into the halftime. In the score was 121-112 Lakers, improving to 22-25 on the year. That's a half a game better than the Trailblazers. LeBron James, 37 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 31 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist from Thomas Bryant, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists from Dennis Schroeder. Russell Westbrook, 6.8 rebounds, and 5 assists. 4 rebounds, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists from Patrick Beverly. 5 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist from Kendrick Nunn. Trailblazers, of course, Dame Lillard, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 31 points and 2 rebounds from Anthony Simons. 11 points from Nasir Little. Jeremy Grant with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Josh Hart, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Nurkic was 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. As Ron says, currently 3 games out of the 6th spot. the Lakers get the W. That's 2 games in a row for them, with the options of possibly Anthony Davis coming back this week to continue on. So they's going back and forth. Supposedly what happened is at halftime, while they was down by 25 points, Coach Jarvin Ham took him in the back. He said a couple words and told them to figure this stuff out and walked off. And supposedly that's when Patrick Beverly came up and started talking and saying that, we're playing the game that most don't get to play. They dream of this, and we need to sit up and put some swag on and let's go out here and represent. And of course, what happens? They go out there. Patrick Beverly, they said, was very, very, his numbers don't speak to it, but they said he was very pesky on the ball, off ball defense, to which was very antagonizing, to where even at the point he came back and he's tapping his wrist, like saying, like, Dame time, like saying the watch don't work, is like, forget it, take it off and put it in my pocket. That's how disrespectful he was with it. So definitely a good win for the Lakers, especially. I watched the first that half game, so I caught it just as him and Lillard was getting into it at the free throw line, and yeah, it wasn't pretty. 25 points. So I just thought that was going to be an L. Then I get up this morning and see that they won. They finished the game off 121 to 112. So shout out to the Lakers. And now trying to get back into it. Currently, LeBron is 224 points from being the overall points leader, the 4th overall points leader in NBA history. They expect him to do it on the 9th, which is not the 9th of February. I'm hoping he does it. I'm still trying to see if I can get tickets to that game when they play the Pelicans on the 4th of February. To see that happen. So I don't know. Those are nosebleed seats. I don't know if I'll go to that. That is what Beverly does. Exactly, K Rich. That's why they brung him to LA, to be that antagonizer, to do exactly that.
That's him. That's
exactly who he is. And
we've seen Patrick Beverly in form on First Take, on all types of shows. That's Patrick. He don't hold his tongue for nothing.
He don't hold his tongue. He says what he want to say, and he speaks his truth. And that's, what I'm saying. That's so it comes with, it's good and bad sometimes. Of course, when he ain't your team, you ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah. Well, if he on your team, you cool with it, but he ain't on your team, you ain't trying to get that.
Yeah, they say he's a certain type of person. Of course, the Brooklyn Nets took on Foz. Yeah, he was plus 17 last night. Plus 27. I'm sorry, plus 27. So yeah, I see Coach Cal puts up. He was 5 for 17, 3 for 13 for 3-point. He said, I thought I could have sworn he said he was a plus 27, and which I didn't understand either. But it's Patrick Beverly. I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Coach Cal. That's what ended up with what it was after that. So yeah, so he was a plus 27 last night. Other games last night, the Brooklyn Nets traveled to Golden State, faced off with the Warriors, in which they got the dub over the Warriors. That's 38 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists from Kyrie Irving, your man. Nick Claxton, 24 points, 15 rebounds. 16.6 rebounds from Royce O'Neal. Joe Harris contributed 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Yeah, I got you. I figured it out once I looked at it, Coach Cal. Appreciate it. But yeah, he basically got in. Beverly got into Dame and kind of like locked Dame up. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 11 assists from Ben Simmons. Seth Curry, 12 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 3 points, and 1 from Sumner. TJ Warren, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. For the Warriors, Steph Curry's 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists from Jordan Poole. Andrew Wiggins, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Klay Thompson, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. 14 points, 10 rebounds, and no assists for Kevin Looney. Kuminga, 20 points for the young player, 3 rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo, 13. Brooklyn was able to hold off Golden State on their court, making a difference with that win. Brooklyn 29-17 on the year. The Warriors dropped just one game below 500 with a 23-24. I really feel like this season is going to be a crazy season, Bishop.
I do
feel like
too.
we're getting close. The All-Star break is just upon us, not too far from us.
Right.
You're going to probably get a KD back. He's been out for like a month and a half. He's going to be out for like a month and a half by that time. He's probably going to be energized and ready to go. You got Anthony Davis is sitting out. He's probably going to be energized and ready to go when he comes back in. Just got to keep pace. Kyrie is on fire when they need him to be 48 points a lot, followed by 38 points. He's putting them up. I know Bishop is loving that.
Yeah, of course I am, bro. Of course I am. Kyrie, man, I told y'all, man, that's when Kyrie on there, it's a total different team, bro. And then when you got Kyrie and KD, that team is a force, man. Without question. That is a monster team, bro.
Last night, the Memphis Grizzlies faced off against the Phoenix Suns. Again, taking another L, losing 112-110, led by Ja Morant's 27 points. Desmond Bain came back with 24 points, 8 rebounds, 16 points from Zaire Williams. For the Suns, their leading scorer, 22 points from Mikal Bridges, 22 points from Chris Paul, 6 rebounds, 11 assists go along with that, 20 points from Torrey Craig. Another game last night, the Oklahoma City Thunder continues to roll. They got a 101 99 win over the Denver Nuggets, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's 34 points, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists from Josh Giddey, and then 11 points from Kenrick Williams. For the Nuggets, still the Joker is out, but they did have 26 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists from Jamal Murray, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist from Aaron Gordon, and then 14.7 rebounds and 2 assists from Bruce Brown. What I did see is Aaron Gordon said if he makes the All-Star game, he's going to play. He's going to compete in the slam dunk contest.
Ooh, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's what we need.
Zach LaVine, but
I
don't know if he can do the with him and Zach LaVine went at it, in which he probably should have won.
Yeah, that was a controversial one. I ain't gonna lie, because that was a good one. That was one of the best ones that we had in a long time when him and Zach went at it.
Additionally, other games, the Knicks fall to the Raptors 116-125. Tonight's games, another 7-game slate. The Detroit Pistons will be hosting the Milwaukee Bucks. The Orlando Magic host the Boston Celtics, who will be without guard Marcus Smart as well as center Robert Williams, as they both go down in last night's game. Yes, we do, K Rich. We do need another a good dunk contest. I don't know who we go up against. Do we see another him and Zach LaVine? Are they going to run it back? I don't know. Does Blake Griffin got anything left in his tank? Timberwolves, do we see Ja Morant get in? Let's play. Timberwolves will be hosted by the Houston Rockets. The Chicago Bulls hosted by the Atlanta Hawks. The Utah Jazz will do battle at home against the Charlotte Hornets. The Portland Trailblazers face off against the San Antonio Spurs in Oregon. And lastly, the Sacramento Kings will host the Grizzlies as they go yet another game on the West Coast. Can they get a win on the West? It remains to be seen. As far as standings, we know Boston continues to lead the East. Number 1 in the East. At number 2, the 76ers climbing, only 4.5 games back. The Milwaukee Bucks at number 3. At number 4, the Brooklyn Nets. At number 5, the Cleveland Cavaliers. At 6, the Heat. If the play-in was to start, the playoffs to start right now, the play-in would be at the 7th seed, the New York Knicks, against the 8th seed Atlanta Hawks, and the 9th seeded Indiana Pacers facing off against the 10th seed Chicago Bulls, who are 13 games back from the number 1 spot, but only 4.5 games from the 10th spot. 6th spot on the West. 33-13. Nuggets lead the Grizzlies by a game and a half for the number 2 spot. At number 3, the Sacramento Kings. At number 4, the Pelicans. At 5, the Mavericks. At 6, the Los Angeles Clippers hold on to the 6th spot. But like we said before earlier, even at the 12th seed, even at the 12th seed, the Los Angeles Lakers sit just 2 games behind the Los Angeles Clippers for the 6th spot. Just a game out from the 10th spot, in which the Warriors hold. 7th spot goes to the Phoenix Suns, 8th spot to the Timberwolves, 9th to the Jazz, And like I said, 10th to the Warriors. The Lakers are actually one game out from the 10th and 9th. So, hey, it's getting kind of tight. I'm ready for it. I expect at least 2 to 3 big trades at the deadline. You think so, Coach Cal? I don't know, man. They don't look like too many. Let's say All in the Rap sound like bitches made the theme song. So y'all know all week it's going to probably be some ish because this guy thinks I'm going to reserve. I'm going to be very reserved. Like we talked about earlier, we've been here before.
No, it's not. We have
been
two.
Here before.
We have two.
No, we've been there a few times before.
But we've been here. We've been here more recently.
Put up a graphic.
We've been here.
You have not. Y'all
to the Super Bowl.
Yes, we just came. Y'all went to the Super Bowl. We've been to 2 Super Bowls since y'all been to a Super Bowl.
What Super Bowl?
Correction. We've been to 1 Super Bowl since y'all won the Super Bowl.
We've been to one. Yeah, but we've won the last one since the last time.
Y'all won the last one. We've been to one since y'all won that one. Technically, we've been to 2 or 3 just NFC championships since y'all won that one too.
But we've been here before too. Just so you know, you talking about y'all been here before. We've been here. So
we've been here. This is nowhere.
We've been here. Why don't
you put up a graphic that has? Why don't you put up a graphic above how many Super Bowls y'all won?
Why are you bringing up old stuff? Let's talk. We talking about who's been here before. You want to throw up? We've been here before. We have been here before too, sir. Thank you much. We have been here before too.
We've been there 5 times.
Okay, 5 times in the last.
Well, we've won 5 Super Bowls.
Okay, well, but y'all been there. When's the last time y'all won one? When the
last time we won one? It was in the 90s.
Oh, what year we? What? That was what? Where we at now? 2023?
Yeah, that's what's up.
Okay,
I got it.
We won it since the millennium.
Y'all
have not. Y'all have not. Okay, y'all sound like a Cowboy fan right now. Oh, we won 5. Y'all sound like Cowboy fans right now. Y'all sound like Cowboy fans. I'm just be honest.
You don't really think y'all can win, do you, Bishop? I just want to get that out the way today.
I absolutely think we can win.
You truly believe y'all gonna?
Yes.
I mean, you gotta really. It's cool to be a fan.
No, it's not a fan. It's a Philly thing.
You really feel like y'all gonna win?
You are so right now, Trey. You are so nervous right now. You are so nervous right now.
I think you are a lot. You know what the instinct is? So what do we have? We ain't got nothing to lose.
And what do we have?
We playing with house money.
What do we have to lose? What do we have to lose?
The ridicule of being beat by a third string. I mean, a third.
That's not gonna happen to us, though. That's the thing. That's not gonna happen to us.
I'm very sure the other 8 people we played said the same thing.
That's not gonna happen. We're not gonna lose to a third string. Unlike everybody else, we're not that team. We're not that team, bro.
Believe that?
I believe that. We're not that. We're not losing to a third string.
Y'all playing the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL.
I couldn't tell on Sunday.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
As I said, there's a reason why there wasn't a heavy dose. There was a lot of stuff going on yesterday in which I sit up and see like there's some stuff being saved.
Save for what? What are y'all saving it for? Y'all barely skimmed through getting out of that one. Don't save it. Don't save it. You better bring it all. Bring it all. Bring all the vittles to the table. Bring all the vittles because we ready to eat. You ready to eat. Bring all the vittles. Don't leave nothing in the microwave. Don't leave nothing in the oven on warm. Don't bring it. Don't leave it in the refrigerator to try and keep it chill. No, we want a full course meal. Bring the feast because we ready to eat. Bring the feast because we ready to eat. Bring it. Talking about y'all left, y'all holding back, but you have Debo better show up. You better believe it. You better believe it. He better show up. You better believe it. You better believe it. You better believe it. See, he talking about they held something back. Boy, AJ didn't even get off. AJ didn't even get off on Saturday. Devontae did. Bruh, when it was AJ's turn. It's AJ's
bang,
turn.
Bang, Niner gang.
It's AJ's turn.
Bang, bang, Niner gang. 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 Bang, bang, Niner gang.
So of course that's our show. Y'all gonna hear all that is a Philly thing. I'm very sure it's gonna be back and forth all week long. Y'all know the show up.
Hey, man.
whoever, where you at? Alvin, where you at? Tanya, where you at?
Tanya,
I'm ready to hear all y'all. Let's go. Who would I say? Like my cousin and them. Marseille, y'all know what it is. Quincy, y'all know what it is. Venice, y'all know what it is. JT, Fave, y'all know what it is. All them 49er fans that's out there, y'all know what it is. It's going down. But we don't do all that talking.
Please don't.
We ain't gonna do all that talking. We're gonna let the Philly thing people do it.
Please don't, bro. Please don't. It's a Philly thing, baby.
An emotion that is so strong it's uncontainable. An intensity that registers on the Richter scale. Philly is lit. That's all I'm saying.
That man right there. Go Birds.
And understanding that Sundays are for the birds.
For the birds.
They say Philadelphia is a relentless place with ruthless fans.
Well, we say it's a Philly thing.
It's a Philly thing, baby.
A mountain will never stop climbing.
A dog.
Devontae.
It takes a certain type of
Darius Slay.
Think you're skinny.
A swagger you only understand if you're one of us.
One of
It started
us.
in Philly, but now
Paint the
stretches
city
around
green. Darius Slay Dave.
Goodness gracious, I'm starting to think we're not playing any away games. For Eagles fans,
And where we playing at?
off to each
Right
generation.
home.
The heartbeat of our team. We come from different blocks and different neighborhoods to unite on game day.
It's a Philly.
It's a Philly
A
thing.
Philly thing.
But to us,
It means everything.
So that's our show for today. Y'all very sure to see that all week long.
Let's go.
Might even have something a little special for Friday. We don't know. Probably so. But be sure to tune in with y'all with us Monday through Friday as we get closer and closer. Right now, after this thing, so far in the playoffs, myself and Bishop are tied 6 of 4. 6 of 6 of 4. Ron is behind us 5 of 4. No, we're not 6 of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of 3. I'm sorry, 6 of 3. 6 of 3. Ron is behind us 5 of 4. I'm 6 of 3. Of course, we know there's going to be a split. There's going to be a split because one of us is going to. I mean, unless Bishop decides to go with San Francisco.
I mean, that would be crazy. It's a Philly thing. Why would I go? It's a Philly thing. Why would I go with San Francisco? Really?
I'm just asking. You know how that people be like, before I get skinny, or is there anyone out there that won't be fat? Before we go on Sunday, are you sure you don't want to go with San Francisco?
Who?
The Owl.
Not you. Not talking about me. Is somebody behind me? Because you sure ain't talking about me. You see how?
Okay.
It's a Philly
Well,
thing.
you got a whole week to figure it out, man. So
I don't need a week. I don't need an hour. I don't need a minute. I don't need a second. It's a Philly thing.
just like how you want to have opportunity. I hope you're going watching the make sure, because don't forget the face off, Bishop versus Trey.
That's right.
Choosing the best NBA All-Star team.
Oh yeah.
Once they get announced.
Yeah. When they
another opportunity for me to show Bishop my superiority when it comes to these sports stuff. See, I want to let him continue to believe. Like, I'm not gonna say anything, even when you remember. Just call me Dr. Trange. Dr. Trange. Y'all enjoy y'all day today. It's a Monday. Back to the grind. Don't work too hard. Work hard and work smarter, not harder. We'll check y'all tomorrow morning. Same time, 09-1100 hours. Bishop, your last words before we fall out.
We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Stay tuned. It's a Philly thing. We'll holler back. 505 Military Fraternity Incorporated. We out.